is worse than real.
The chip module is made of silicone die that you probably are familiar with as having made the computer technology possible today. The silicone die is implanted with millions of transistors that allow the very sophisticated electronics technology that we have today. And these small chips are much smaller than the size of your finger, and the die are wire bonded to the external contacts of the chip module that is used to transfer data in and out of the card.
It's interesting to note that the most sophisticated smart cards are actually microprocessors. They're PCs that you actually can carry in your wallet or on your person. So it's what I call the ultimate distributed processing. It's the PC you carry in your wallet.
So it not only has memory to hold data, what really makes it smart is the fact that it has the microprocessor brains, which controls logic functions, etc., much like a personal computer that we're all familiar with today.
Dr. Melvin Salveson is credited with having originated the MasterCard, the first step toward the cashless society.
We needed an electronic system that would permit each individual to access his resources wherever they may be, at one or more banks. And when I developed the system for what is now the MasterCard system, that's what I did. I developed a system so that any individual in the United States with one piece of plastic could access his account at any bank where he may have his resources and use that card at any merchant or other seller in the United States.
Dr. Salverson's latest idea is pushing us even closer toward a cashless system.
The one-card system makes it possible to move rapidly to the cashless society, because now with just one card, you can access not only your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, or any other account, including your checking account, but you can access all of these and more with just one card.
While a true cashless society may still be several years away, the preliminary steps are in place today.
Working with both national and international companies, Smart Card Technologies has developed its own unattended cashless payment system. With the value station, the user simply selects the buy card option on the front panel. Then the easy-to-read display prompts them to insert the proper denomination of cash, and the card is quickly delivered to them. With Smart Card Technologies' cashless payment system, users can make purchases 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Making a purchase is simple and quick. When the smart card is inserted into the card slot, the microprocessor-based controller deducts the value of the sale from the card and displays the remaining card balance. The convenience of not having to have the correct change has resulted in increased sales wherever cashless payment systems have been used. Additional value can be added to the card in order to make more purchases with your debit card. This value must be added to the card by making a cash-to-card deposit. When the card is inserted in the Smart Card Technologies value station, the current card balance is displayed. When cash is deposited into the station, the value on the card is increased to the new balance. The new value is stored directly on the card, and the card is now ready for use. Products such as our Smart Card postage stamp machines can be accessed from totally unattended and automated stations. This recharging feature also allows unattended access to other card payment products, such as the European telephone smart card systems.
For banking, the most basic use of Smart Card is as an electronic checkbook or cash card, replacing coins, bills, and checks. And that's just the beginning.
In banking, we're working with a ATM network on the East Coast called MAC. And next year, MAC will be testing in Delaware a system whereby their standard ATM card will contain a chip, and the consumer will be able to go to an ATM, transfer money from their checking or savings account, and then use that card in a variety of retail establishments such as fast food, gasoline, cleaners, laundry, even to buy a newspaper. In the telecommunications area, we're seeing two major developments. One in the prepaid telephone card that right now is being pioneered by US West in Seattle, Washington, and also in an area that internationally is called GSM, or Global System for Mobile Telecommunications, which here in the U.S. is called PCS, or Personal Communication Services.
I travel a lot. I don't like carrying large sums of money. That's why I use credit cards, but there are some areas where you can't use credit cards. And Africa is where I was, is one of them. It's pretty much a cash society. So the smart card to me presents a way of me carrying money without anybody knowing how much money.
Even though the smart card offers genuine advantages, the idea gives many Americans a queasy feeling.
A great number of people in the general public are what we would call technophobes. That is, they're generally distrustful of any technology or advances in technology that they don't truly understand, don't understand either how it works or what the implications are. And people are justifiably reserved in not granting access to their personal possessions, their personal information to entities that they don't know either who's doing it or the consequences of doing it.
The technology right now, you essentially could put your whole payroll check on that chip and carry it around with you in your pocket. That's not what the banks are going to do. What they're probably going to do is make what they call a purse, where you'd be able to carry limited amounts, probably no more than $20, maybe $100. That way, I think people would try it out. They'd use it with low sums, maybe $5 or $10. And once they get comfortable with that, the leap to putting large sums of money on it is probably not that far away.
While the smart card industry in the United States is still in its infancy, its expansion is exponential.
Right now, the smart card industry is growing at a tremendous pace. Our own company is growing at a rate of about 50% a year, which I think reflects the overall industry growth. Last year, industry sources indicate that the worldwide consumption of smart cards was about 300 million. At a 50% growth rate, that puts it at about 450 million for 1994. And by 1996, at the same growth rate, we will see a billion card market worldwide. It could easily be 2 billion by the year 2000.
The laser or optical card incorporates an entirely different technology. It does not process information the way a chip card does, but instead is simply a huge database. The big push for the optical card is in the fields of healthcare and social services.
Imagine being able to carry around your entire medical history on a piece of plastic the size of a credit card. Advancing technology will soon make that a reality.
The card contains a shiny optical strip that can retain up to 2,000 typed pages of information. Social services can store the user's address, list of family members, and a complete medical history. That means clients can use the card for doctor care, to get benefits, and any other services for which public assistance recipients are eligible. Delaware Card One will also serve as a debit card.
2,000 pages. That's a lot of information. It would take a stack of ordinary credit cards nearly as high as a telephone pole to hold the same amount of data contained in a single laser card.
This is a familiar sight in any radiology department. It's called the film room. Stored here is 1.5 years worth of x-ray film, 32,000 sheets in all. But one day, rooms like this one may be obsolete. Instead of being stacked on shelves, important x-ray images can now be kept on a piece of plastic the size of a credit card. Mammograms, lab test results, everything may one day be stored on the cards. The makers of the medical image cards say in the long run, the system will save money for the healthcare provider while giving patients more control when it comes to their health.
Medical records, thousands of them. And this is only a small part of all of the records that have to be kept on file here at the West London Hospital. Now, some of them, as you can see, are fairly slim, but others can be pretty bulky. There's a lot of relevant information about the patient in this file, but if a trial which is taking place in this hospital proves to be successful, then all the information in this file will be recorded onto this small plastic card. The compact disc player. The music on this compact disc is stored in the form of